Hey guys, this is I think going to be my third and perhaps final video in a series that I had on low dose naltrexone and or LDN, and I just got back tonight shortly, about a half hour ago, from about a 2.5 hour workout at the gym, something I could not have done or even thought about doing in January of this year, because I could hardly walk or stand, for that matter, for more than 3 to 5 minutes. And because of the autoimmune Hashimoto's disorder that I have, and like I told you before, I actually had to break down and buy one of those electric carts. I spent $800 for it, and actually had to use it for about a month and a half to 2 months, until I started the LDN therapy. It's one of those things where I came in 3 parts, and I put it in my trunk of my car and carried it around, and that's how I got around in some of the stores, because I couldn't walk. And that's the difference LDN has made in my life. Gave me back my mobility and basically my health. And can't thank the doctor enough that gave me the prescription for that and the chance to try this therapy, which I really was pretty confident was going to work for me. But I want to emphasize that it's not a cure of my disease. There is no cure for my disease. Hashimoto's disorder. It's a progressive autoimmune disorder, which progressive means it would have gotten worse every single year. And that's one thing that I think the doctor who initially diagnosed me for it, I wish he had sat me down and said, hey, this is, gave me more details about what it is, and the fact that it is progressive. It's going to get worse every year. She really didn't do that. I mean, I'm sure she was a fine doctor and everything. I just think she maybe perhaps was lacking in the people skills, which I think really is part of the job for a doctor, as far as I'm concerned. But I had to find all this stuff out on my own. I think that's the lessons learned I have going forward in the future, is that as far as my own health is concerned, I have to be my own advocate, and I have to do my own research at times on my health issues. I can't really rely on doctors so much. Have blind trust and faith in doctors anymore. I just don't have that anymore. I think you have to be your own advocate, and sometimes do your own research if you have to, as necessary, for your own best interest in your health. And the other thing I noticed, I went to, I had the symptoms since 2005. I was actually diagnosed with Hashimoto's in 2009. I probably had it for a number of years before I was diagnosed formally with it. I guess the main thing is that I probably should have been diagnosed earlier than I was. I don't think the doctors really, picked up on my symptoms like they should have. I don't think some of the primary care doctors give you the physical like you should get, or maybe just mine didn't give me didn't sit me down long enough to go over my symptoms with me to give me a better readout of my my conditions. That's one of the problems of our society today. These doctors only have a short amount of time they have to spend with you, and you're used to one of many, perhaps thousands of patients they see, so they only have a short time to see you, so you have to sometimes maybe do your own research and be your own advocate as much as possible. But the other thing is, I want to emphasize is that there is, LDN doesn't cure my disease. I mean, it's just basically I think it's basically, it has improved on my two most recent symptoms, and it's pretty much halted the progression of the disease. And that's basically it. I don't anticipate any more. I mean, that's all LDN can do for you. It's not a cure. There is no cure for my disease. I mean, if I went off the medication, I think my symptoms are going to rapidly reoccur, and I'll be headed for a wheelchair again. There just is no cure for my disease. It's one of those autoimmune type diseases that just it's like it's not as well known as an autoimmune diseases like MS and Parkinson's and some of the other ones, but in fact it is an autoimmune disease, and it's a progressive one just like all those. But um, yeah, the other thing I noticed is that besides the endocrinologist I saw for my Hashimoto's disorder or disease, I also saw several several neurologists for my neuropathy, since 2005, and none of them were able to help me that much either, and none of them ever mentioned anything at all about any knowledge at all about LDN or low dose naltrexone or nothing. I mean, I had to discover LDN and this therapy on my own. No doctor that I had seen at all even mentioned it as even as an alternative therapy. I mean, that goes for my chiropractor or anybody. Nobody's ever mentioned that to me as an alternative therapy or as a possible solution to my declining health. I had basically had to do that on my own, and that's that's my frustration. It seems like there should be somebody out there looking into LDN as a therapy, even though it can't make profit for the drug companies because of its generic status. If it's a possible benefit to all these different types of autoimmune diseases, you would think there's somebody, maybe NIH or somebody, the National Institute of Health, or some government entity would be doing some significant research or tests or whatever to try and get this tested for more mainstream use and approval. But I don't have any knowledge that that's occurring, and so I think for the time being anyways, I think you're pretty much on your own, doing like I did, finding a doctor who's willing to give you a chance to, if you fit the criteria for having a valid autoimmune disease, to get a prescription like this and giving it a try. I'm just so glad I did, because it seems to be working for me so far, and as evidence about what I did today, in fact, at the gym. So because I'm convinced I pretty much would be in a wheelchair today, or just about there, without having been able to try LDN back in March. So anyways, I think that's pretty much all I can think of as far as passing some information on to you out there that might be of benefit to anybody who's going through the same thing that I did, or somewhat similar to that. So best of luck to everybody out there who's in that same position. So I hope some of this information is able to help you.